Ladies and gentlemen, the secret sauce to building a formidable business, the secret sauce to having people sign up into your business, the secret sauce to maintaining a stable business, the secret sauce that stops attrition or reduces attrition to the barest minimum and helps you get results in this business. The secret sauce is the three-way call. The secret sauce is the three-way call. And so many people have forgotten what the secret sauce is, have forgotten about the three-way call. And I'll be talking quite deep about the three-way call. And I'll also give you a sample structure. You know, it mustn't be exactly that, but just a structure that you use when you do your three-way call, so you understand how it is. The three-way call is really, really, really powerful. And if you decide to run your business with the three-way call, you create powerful results. The Bible says the prophet is not accepted in his own home. You see, for so many people here, we invite people to our brand launch. We invite people to our home meetings. We invite people with big announcements. We do those invitations. And let me tell you, not everybody who comes into the hall has the money to join the business. Many of them have the interests, but most of them don't have the money. They want to do the business. If they had the money, they would do the business. You see, when a piece of rock does not contain water, no matter how much you squeeze that rock, water is not going to come out. So it is like that. There are so many people who want to do the business, but they don't have the funds. As at that time, that's why we tell you that the person who joins your business immediately after a presentation is a gift to you. No, that's not how network marketing is designed. Network marketing is not designed for people to join you immediately. Network marketing is designed for you to show the presentation to people, take them through the follow-up process, and as time goes on, people are joining you in the follow-up process. But because we have a formidable system, we're able to get a lot of people to get signed up immediately. But don't take it for granted when people are joining you that way. People who sign up into your business immediately after your presentation are just a gift to you. God has just decided to give you that gift. You know what? Let people just join you now. Let them just encourage you. The masters in network marketing are the people who are able to follow up with people over time and create results. That's why in network marketing we say that the fortune is in the follow-up, not just in the follow-up, but in the follow-through. You follow up and you follow up and you follow through to a conclusive result. 3 conclusive results we expect in network marketing when you follow up. 3 conclusive results. 1, the person joins you. Conclusive. 2, the person dies. 3, you die. These are the 3 results. These are the 3 results that can make you, you know what, you say, you know what, it's okay, I will remove you from my diary because you're no longer functional. The person is dead. The person, you are dead. Of course, if you are dead, you can't follow up. And of course, the person joins you. There's no need campaigning after winning the election. So, these are the 3 conditions. But what if the person says, I'm not interested, don't call me again, thunder fire you? What do? You give the person a 6 months treatment. 6 months time again, you call the person, you find out. The person can tell you, thunder fire you, don't call me again. Give him another 6 months treatment. On your diary, just keep moving him 6 months to 6 months to 6 months. You can be giving him 3 months treatment. You'll be shocked. One day the guy will tell you, you know what, I'm ready to join this business. We have seen people who swore on their great-grandfather's grave that they will never do network marketing. We have seen them start the business and creating results. So it's not somebody tells you I'm not interested. No. His time is not just due yet. Give him 3 months. After 3 months, contact him again. Give him another 3 months, 3 months, and you will see results. So you see, for you to become a formidable network marketer and create results, you must learn the acts of the 3-way call. And I want to tell all of you in this meeting today, start today to make the 3-way calls. Someone who just joins your business is totally unaware of how to run our business. And he has done his invitations. They invited people and people came. 20 people came for his meeting and nobody joined the business. How do you expect him to feel? That person is going to feel bad. Most of them will feel bad. I invited 20 people and nobody came. And these 20 people really would have joined, but they had no money. You need somebody to be able to follow up with them. In fact, sometimes they come into the presentation, they see the presentation, they didn't join immediately. Someone needs to speak to them. And when you leave that your brand new shiny distributor who just joined your business to go start talking to these people, they will look at him, they will rate him, they will prejudge him, and they won't join him because he is new to the system. He doesn't know the system. And so when they're looking at him, they're not seeing what they want. The three-way call is very powerful because it takes away the desire, the need for that new shiny freshman distributor to start talking himself out of the sale. I'm going to be discussing the power of the three-way call. And I want all of you to pay attention, right? Pay attention. Now, three-way calls can be very powerful, can be a very powerful tool for your network marketing growth. The three-way call is simply where three people do a conference call, right? Three people do a conference call. Now, usually one person is an expert, like a leader in network marketing business. So it mustn't be somebody who is very, very good, but somebody who knows enough to be able to make that call on your behalf. The second person is their team member who is building the team. That's the person doing the invitation. And the third person is a potential business partner of the team member. This is the structure of the three-way call. One person makes a call. The person who is building the business makes a call to his leader first, clears with his leader, and then calls the prospects. Call your leader first, clear with the leader, put your leader on hold, call the prospect, and then join them in the three-way call. Do the conference call, right? Now, the purpose of the call is to give more confidence to the prospect to join the business, to give more credibility to the team member, and to give social proof for the business. Get that? The purpose of the three-way call. The purpose of the three-way call is to give more confidence to the prospect so that the guy knows that these guys know what they are doing. These are the people I want to be with. So it gives him the confidence to join the business. It gives more credibility to the team member. The team member knows he's no longer standing alone. He knows he's standing on the shoulders of giants, of people who have done this thing, and he knows that they've got him covered. And gives social proof to the business, making the prospect understand that, you know what, this is truly a business that has a system I want to be in. Now, these calls can be used for a number of reasons. Three-way calls is not only when you want to close somebody down. No, there are practically 6 ways you can use three-way calls. Number one is to invite. If a team member is fairly new, they may need the leader's help to persuade their friends and family to take a look at the business opportunity, the video, or to attend a local business opportunity meeting. In such a case, you may also do a three-way call. You can have a three-way call and use that to invite somebody who ordinarily would not come, right? Because you can make the invitation and anybody comes in and throws in 1 or 2 words that will help give credence to what you're talking about. Number 2, to close. This is the one I love, right? When it comes to closing, a lot of new business partners find it difficult to do it. That is why it is great to do a three-way call with a more experienced team leader who can help your prospect make a decision. So basically what we do in our business is to help our prospects to collect decisions from our prospect. And this is where I love to do the three-way call. Number 3, to move along. If at any time the team builder gets stuck with their prospects, it may be a great idea to do a three-way call with an upline leader to move them on. So you have a team leader who is working with somebody, talking to somebody, probably somebody has joined, and it really doesn't seem to be getting anywhere with this person. What does he do? He does a three-way call with his leader, and the leader comes in and now throws a couple of lines in, talks to that person, and then they are now able to, continue on their journey towards building. To welcome. When a teammate recruits a new person into the team, it's a great idea to have a three-way welcome call with the upline. with the upline leader to welcome them into the business. It's a great idea, right? So you see, even though we have our welcome script, nothing stops you from making the welcome script a three-way call. You call the new partner, you call your new distributor, you join them, you edify your new distributor, and your new distributor does the three-way call for you. All these things go to help you create more credibility in the business, to promote. If there's a training event coming up or a conference and you want to promote it to your team members, you might want to jump on a three-way call with your leader to encourage your team members to come along. I do this a lot with my people. When an event is coming, we did this so much during the emerge. You know, a leader can make a three-way call between you and one or two other people in this team, and you talk to them. They have been hearing from this person over and over again, and they're not taking what he's saying serious enough. But in that three-way call, when the leader comes in and talks to these people, guess what? They sit up, they show up, and they make sure they appear for the event. And then, hear me out. So these are the 5 ways that you can promote, use the three-way call. So now, if you are the leader, here are 6 things you should mention during your three-way call. 6 things that you should mention, 6 mindsets and strategies that you should mention, right? Number 1, share your background and your story about why you got started in the business. When you're making your three-way call, you share your background and your story. It must not be long. Your story should not exceed 1 minute. You don't have that time to start telling them your history, your great-grandfather's history, and you're there 5 minutes, 10 minutes talking about yourself. Nobody wants to know about you, right? That's not what they're doing. They just want to know that what you're saying can give them what they want. So you can give them your story in 1 minute or less. Do not let it exceed 1 minute, right? Now, mention the success you have already achieved. If you are telling your story, mention your success in your story. All these things should be there. Tell them you've built a team of over 40 people, 50 people. You know, you have mentored. You don't need to have a very ridiculously successful story for you to succeed. I've made 10 million, I've made 20 million. No. Something as simple as, you know what, over the last 2 months, I've been able to bring in, grow my team to a team strength of over 50 people. You know, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. I have increased my cash flow through this system. Over the last 1 month, 2 months, I've increased my cash flow by over 300,000 naira. That makes a lot of sense. By over 100,000 naira, that makes a lot of sense. Trust me, the average person out there for an extra 50K will change his job. Mention other people's success stories in the company. You might get the story of a few other people and mention them, right? Ask them, do you have other questions before you're ready to, or are you ready to get started? If it comes to that. Now, for me, I don't typically ask you questions. I don't typically expect questions from you, unless, of course, the essence of that three-way call is for you to answer questions. But I don't even do that. Even if that is the situation, I typically don't go there. I ask you to sign up first. I ask you to join the system first. And if you cannot join and you say you have a question, then I can take the answer to questions, because I go for assumptive close. Assumptive close. I assume you've seen the presentation. I'm assuming you are ready to get started, right? So, but if the guy is asking questions, when you take the question, you now ask him, do you have any other question, right? Or you are ready to get started. You get them started. You do the registration, right? And then you edify the team member who invited the prospect on the call to empower them and to build their influence. This is where a lot of people miss it. You finish the three-way call and you are gone. No. That guy who initiated the three-way call, edify him. Increase his influence over the prospect. Right? By the time the call is done, you want to say something like, you know what, Mr. Jerry, you have been so amazing. This your call today was spectacular. Keep up the good work, right? Keep up the good work. Over the next 6 months, you're going to, if you continue like this, you're going to build something very, very formidable, right? And as you do this thing, teach your teammates to do the same thing. Edify him, put in some good works, for some good words for that teammate. And you'll be surprised to see that teammate is going to feel so energized. He's going to go do more calls. He's going to create more results. And then he will gain more influence over the person he's talking about. You're talking to, right? So what is a closing three-way call in network marketing? This is where I'm interested in. What is a closing three-way call? This is what I want to do. The three-way call is a follow-up strategy in network marketing where you engage a third party to assist you in speaking to your prospect who has attended a business presentation. So for me to be talking to you, I should be talking to somebody who has attended a presentation, a full presentation. If you're talking to somebody who has not attended the presentation, guess what? That call might end up dragging for the next 1-2 hours, and you will not create something spectacular. If at any time you realize that the person who you are speaking to in a three-way call has not gone through the presentation, you want to stop that call, and you want to get that person to watch a video first or attend the presentation first. Then you can do that call again, because you cannot be closing somebody who has no idea what you're talking about. The three-way call can be done on the phone or can be done belly to belly. So the three of you can be on the phone and you do a call using the phone. It's a conference call, or that person is the meeting is arranged. You, the prospect, and the team member will now sit down, and then you can now do that three-way closing with him. In such a case, once that is done, all you tell your team member to be doing is just nodding his head. Wow, nodding his head. Wow. That's all he's doing. Now, you're not going to overdo it, but that's what he's doing. He's not interrupting your conversation. That's when it's done belly to belly, right? Now, pay attention. The strategy is very effective because the prospect does not know the person speaking to him, and as such cannot prejudge the person. This gives the person the needed credibility to close the prospect. You see, when you bring in a prospect and you want someone else to close that person does not know who the prospect is. The moment you introduce that prospect to him, that prospect gets credibility. Now, however that is going to be determined by what is happening in the head of the prospect and what you have said. So you transfer credibility to the third party through the edification call. We'll get to that. And once that is done, that guy has what it takes to help you close the prospect. Remember, the Bible says that the prophet is not accepted in his own home. So when this man goes to some other places to go work, guess what happens? They listen to him. But when he comes back into his own home to talk, people are familiar with him and they might take his words for granted, right? So you want that third party to come out there and help you speak to your people. So why is a three-way call important? Why is it very, very important? One, you may not have credibility in network marketing. You may be a banker, a lawyer, whatever it is you have, you may not have credibility in network marketing. That means that when it comes to this line of business, people won't take your word for it. Because they know, even though you have credibility in so many other things, you may not have credibility in the business. You may not have the minimum results required to close that particular prospect. There are certain people that will require a minimum result shown to them, or they can perceive a minimum perceivable result for them to join. So you have a friend you've been with and you're trying to close him down. The guy might not think you're not credible, but he's only saying, but you don't have the results to close me down. That's what he's saying. That's what he's thinking. Probably if you had started changing your clothes, your shoes have started changing, he may listen to you and join. You buy your car, he may listen to you and join. He sees an alert of 70K a month, he may listen to you and join. But for some people, it might be an alert of 400K. So there are certain people that will require certain level of closing, certain level of result to close them. You may not have the skill sets required to close the prospect. That's another one. You may not have the skill sets. You may not know what to say. The prospect can tell you, I don't have time, I don't have money, and you don't know how to address those challenges, those objections. You see why a three-way call is important. And I use the word may. You may not have a clue what we do in the business, as you may still be a freshman in the business. And this is the case with new people who join our business. They don't have a clue what we're doing. And we now get them to come do big announcements and everything, and they invite people and people show up, and we leave them to go close their people themselves. It does not work. It does not work. That's why you see that many people are coming in, they come, they talk to say, I've spoken to 100 people and nobody has joined, because you left the newbie, the freshman, who just came into year one. You are leaving him to do final year projects. It doesn't work that way, right? So they have no clue what the business is all about. You may have a very high capacity of messing things up when you don't know what you are talking about. And that's a simple truth. So when somebody who is incompetent, I won't use the word incompetence, somebody who is not good enough to close, begins to close his people, his own people, he may mess things up. So you might want to call in a third party, right, to help you do that. And as the third party is helping you do that, you are learning. You are learning. In fact, let me put that as the main reason why you need to do the third party call, right? So you learn a lot as the calls are made for you. I have to put that as number one. You learn a lot as these calls are made for you. Because the truth is, during the three-way call, you are quiet and you are listening to how your leader is tackling all these things, what he says, how he speaks and everything, and you are learning. Because soon enough, you will start making three-way calls. Soon enough. And where will you get the skill if you don't listen in to learn? You may feel overwhelmed and under a lot of pressure trying to close your family. So we prefer to take the stress away from you while you learn how it's done from the other side of the phone. So as we do it, learn. In fact, the first and the last are the same. So you learn a lot as we do the three-way call for you, right? So these are some of the reasons why it's very, very important for these three-way calls to be done. Now, what is your expectation from a three-way call? What is your expectation? You see, a lot of people think that when you do a three-way call, somebody must join you. And because the expectations are set wrong, they feel disappointed. They get disappointed when things don't go how they expect it to go, right? So what is your expectation from a three-way call? There are three expectations. In my understanding, there are three expectations. The person making the calls for you is seeking to extract one of the following from the prospect. He is seeking to extract one of the following from a prospect, right? There are three expectations he wants to get from a prospect. One, I will start the business now. This is the one we all like, right? This is the one we all like. I will start now. Send me account number. Let me pay and join now. The second expectation, I will start the business, but not now. So I will start tomorrow, next tomorrow. I love the business. There are different ways that can come. I like it, but I don't have the money now. I like it, but I have some questions. I like it, but it can come in so many ways. The third one is, I will not do the business. These, to me, are the three expectations from a three-way call. We prefer any one of them. It's fine. Because in this business, we are not there to squeeze people into joining us. No. Our job is consultancy, training and consultancy. That's what we do. Not trading and convincing. No. We're not here to trade. We're not here to convince you. We're here to just show you an opportunity so you can get yourself in yourself if you want. So somebody will tell you, I will start now. Amazing. We want that. We send you the account details, you pay now. I will start the business, but not right now. Okay, we address the challenges. I will not do the business. That's fine. We'll give you 3 months. And we'll come back again. Right? So, with any of these expectations, provided you do your three-way calls right, with any of these expectations, guess what? You are doing the right thing. So, how do you run a three-way call? How do you run a three-way call? You start your three-way call by edifying the third party. Edifying the third party. Edification is the most important part of the three-way call, because without edifying the third party, the guy does not have the credentials with which to talk to your people, right? So whatever he's telling them, they won't listen. Network marketing tips edify your leader, not your prospect. Take that tip. Edify your leader and not your prospect. I remember once I had a three-way call when I joined this business newly. And the gentleman that was doing the three-way call came to me and told me, the person I'm going to call is the MD CEO of this, is a general in the Nigerian army. He has done this, he has done that, he has done this. And when he told me all this, I felt a little intimidated. And I had to stop him. That was the three-way call had not started then. He was just telling me who I was going to be talking to, trying to tell me this. No, I think that was the three-way call itself. When he was done, I started the calls and everything. And I felt how pompous the prospect was. He wasn't ready to listen. He was so puffed up. He was trying to push his way and whatever, At the point, I had to just end the call. And I called him and I told him, who are you trying to praise here? Is it me or is it the prospect? And what he just said, this is my leader, so and so person. And that was it. So he edified the prospect and not me. And there was no way I could get anything out. Now, no matter the qualifications your prospect has, don't bring them up in the edification process. You don't come and you're telling us this is a that is this. You can edify your prospect with their first name. I mean, you can introduce your prospect with their first name. Meet John, meet Peter, meet this person, meet this person. But your leader is the person that is supposed to be edified. The person making the call for you is the one that is supposed to be edified, right? He's the one that everybody should, by the time his credentials are read out, people should say, you know what, I want to do what the person is doing. So, how do you edify your leader? When you start off the call with your prospect and your leader, the very first thing you need to do is to edify your leader. A lot of people get this part wrong, and it's really important you do this right. Do not edify your prospects. You don't need to, and here is why. Your prospect is seeking for a solution to a problem he has, and your business and your team is a solution to that problem. So you are the solution. You are the one doing him a favor. You are the one helping him to have a good life. So you are the one that needs to be edified and not him. Edifying your leader will frame your prospect properly and give him the needed confidence that he is talking to an expert that can guide him in making a decision. So when you edify your leader, he is put in the proper perspective. The prospect himself frames his mind properly, saying, you know what? This guy is the person that is going to guide me. Right? Your prospect is not the one offering a solution to you or your leader. I hope you're getting that down. Your prospect is not the one offering the solution to you or your leader. You are the one offering the solution. Your leader is the one offering the solution. Your prospect wants to feel that he is the hands of someone who is an expert and who has authority. That's what he wants. You've seen that sometimes somebody will tell you, you know what, can I speak to somebody else in the business? It's because they have seen that you are not the kind of person they want to speak to. So your prospect wants to feel he's in the hands of somebody who has the authority. Edifying your leader will set the stage properly and give your prospect the confidence that he's spending valuable time with an expert who can help him solve his problem. Are we following? These are some of the reasons why you want to edify your leader. Because you are setting up the stage for him to be able to use his credibility you have now poured on him to help you close on the prospect. Right? Tip number 2, use a script that edifies your leader. Use a script that edifies your leader. Now look at this sample script. You take a screenshot as we proceed, right? It's a little different from what you have in the manual, but all of them work. Hi, Mr. Prospect. I have my mentor. Now, first of all, you make that call. You call your leader, and you clear with your leader that at the time for the call. So you call your leader, put him on hold, call the prospects. You are calling your leader first. Your leader understands the whole stuff. You don't call the prospect and put him on hold, and you are joining your leader, right? You want to call your leader, put him on hold, and then you call the prospect, right? And then after calling the prospect, introducing and having your initial conversation with the prospect, tell your prospect you would like to join him to your leader, right? And then you now join him to the call, and then you do your edification. How do you edify him? Hi, Mr. Prospect. That's the name of the prospect. I have my mentor and senior colleague on the line. His name is Mr. Frank. He's a huge deal in this business and has built a great team. I know that Mr. Frank has a very busy schedule, and so to be able to get some of his time and have him here with us is truly exciting to me. I feel so honored getting him to take your questions personally, and I appreciate the time he's spending on this call. You can see you have edified your leader. Now, you mustn't go in and say he has built a business. You start lying, unless, of course, the man already has those kind of qualities. This can edify almost anybody, right? So you mustn't start saying he has built, he's a millionaire circle member, he's a millionaire creator, he's a leader of leaders, a teacher of teachers, a trainer of trainers. No, you mustn't, right? Just make the edification as effective as possible with these lines. Then what do you do? Next, Mr. Frank. Now you're talking to your leader, Mr. Frank. If he's an ambassador in the business, you call him Ambassador Frank or whatever his name is, right? I have my good friend, Mr. Prospect, on the line. Simple. I have my good friend, Mr. Prospect, on the line. Kindly assist me in taking his questions. Mr. Prospect, meet my mentor, Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank. Simple. When you do that, you keep quiet. It is extremely important to note that I did not praise the prospect in any way. The credibility should be on the mentor and not on the prospect. Never mention all the titles and achievements of the prospect during the edification. We are trying to raise the credibility of the mentor. Once the mentor begins to speak, you keep quiet, no matter what he says. I take that again for those of you who are new, who don't know this. Once your mentor or leader begins to speak in the three-way call, you keep quiet. Don't open your mouth to talk again unless he asks you a question. Even if he makes a mistake, do not speak. His job is to obtain a yes, no, or a time in the future to call back or something like that. Then everything goes into your diary. Do not speak. If you are talking, if your leader is talking and you're talking, you are taking away the credibility from your leader. Two things can happen. Leaders can do one of two things. One, they can say, you know what, Mr. Frank, Mr. Tunde, or your name, right, Mr. Tunde, I know that you have everything covered. You understand the business very, very well. So you know what, I'm going to leave you and Mr. Prospect to discuss, and you can do whatever you want to do with him, right? Thank you so much, Mr. Prospect. Been nice talking to you these few seconds. Good, God bless you. And you walk away. And I will gladly do that and leave you and the prospect to continue. Since you know it better than me, and since you have chosen to underrate me in the presence of your prospect. So once your prospect begins to talk, you keep quiet. The second way, which I do a lot, is to take my credibility back. And take the art of taking my credibility back will humiliate you. So when I'm talking and you're talking, I'm talking to your prospect and you start talking, I will look at you and I'll say, Mr. Tunde, you called me, you brought me into this call to help you speak to Mr. Prospect and show him how the business is done. I will also say, Mr. Prospect, please just pay attention. Sometimes they will want to interrupt and say, no, he didn't mean that. I say, no, Mr. Prospect, pay attention. This is the business, and business is done following certain strategies, right? If not, the business cannot be successful. What I'm doing with him here now is what eventually I will do with you, or he may end up doing with you. So I want to ensure that you get the business right from the beginning, right? So that nobody misses it. So I will turn back to Mr. Tunde. I'll say, Mr. Tunde, when I am talking to a prospect, you don't talk. You called me into this meeting. Keep quiet and let me handle the questions. If you knew the answers and you knew how to get this gentleman to understand the business better, you wouldn't have called me. You called me because you cannot do it on your own. Why are you interrupting me? That is very wrong. Please do not interrupt me again, right? Having done that, I will now move back to Mr. Tunde, Mr. Prospect. I'll say, Mr. Prospect, on a lighter note, that is how we do our business, right? So we get things right. And most times they will feel happy to say, yeah, I understand. And And the prospect himself too will say he's sorry and so, and we'll carry on from there. That's how you get back your credibility. But if you let the prospect, Mr. Frank, Mr. Tunde begin to talk, you're not going anywhere. So let's look at the sample 3-way call. Like I said, it's a sample. It mustn't go straight like this, but this is going to guide you. And like I told you at the beginning, for me, before I even ask you if you want to ask questions, I ask you to make the decision. Because you have already gone through the presentation. It is possible you are ready to pay, right? And my answering the question might delay you and make you eventually not pay. So I ask you to pay first before I start answering your question, right? Once they join me to the call, I continue. I now take over from Mr. Tunde. Good afternoon, Mr. Prospect. How are you doing today? I am so excited with you today. I'm so excited speaking with you today because anytime I make a call like this, I appreciate how far I have come in this business. Because I never knew I would excel in this business that much, but to God be the glory, everything is falling perfectly into the right places for me. This is an intro. What I'm trying to do is to soften the ground. So you can say this thing in one or two ways that will help you. Good afternoon, Mr. Prospect. How are you doing today? I'm so excited speaking with you today because anytime I make a call like this, I appreciate how far I have come in this business because I never knew I would excel in this business that much. But to God be the glory, everything is falling perfectly in the right places for me. Mr. Prospect, I believe you and your family are doing amazingly well today. Says, yes, they are fine, blah, 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 right? I'll say, that is beautiful. This is a sample, that is beautiful. And then what do? Share your brief 1-minute story with them. And then you continue. You've already been introduced. You did a little preamble, you asked about his family, and share your brief story. Your story contains 4 things. Where you were, what you didn't like about where you were, how this business came to the rescue, and what you feel about the future. Learn how to tell your story. We have other trainings where we discuss that, right? The Prospect, 6 years ago, I used to be in debt of over 4 million naira. My business has crashed. I couldn't take care of my bills. I couldn't take care of my family. I couldn't provide for them, right? That is where you were. What you didn't like about where you were. I knew how bad I felt then. I was feeling less than a man, and it was so sad. I was so sick in my mind. And anytime I remember how difficult things were going, just say something, what you didn't like. I see my family going hungry. I get embarrassed by the landlord and the rest of them. Say those things. How this business came to the rescue. One day I sat down in a meeting and someone showed me exactly what you saw when you attended the presentation. I saw it. I didn't see light in the tunnel. I didn't see light outside the tunnel. I saw light in this tunnel. I saw that I could be making little cash flow day by day, as I run the business. And it gave me the hope. And I got into the system. Even though I never had the money I borrowed to start. But you know what? Today, everything has changed for me. I'm beginning to live the dream life. I'm beginning to take care of my family in amazing ways. I'm beginning to build a team of people who I'm building, supporting, and working with. And this will also doing amazing well, right? So you taught those 4 parts, and you taught those 4 parts in under a minute. And here I am today, taking your question. Isn't that something very fantastic? I think it is, right? So you continue, Mr. Prospect, understand that everything we're talking about here is about creating part-time supplemental income that gives you cash flow advantage over your peers. You want to say this line. You want to help them to see this line. Because for some people, they are thinking that you are telling them to come and resign their job and come and do this business. For some, their minds are going haywire, right? So you want to bring them and narrow them down to cash flow. Because cash flow is what we're talking about. Mr. Prospect, understand that everything we're talking about here is about creating part-time supplemental income. Income that will supplement what you are doing. Part-time that gives you cash flow advantage over your friends, over your peers, over your relatives. It tells you, yeah, you understand. So, Mr. Prospect, you are still softening the ground. May I ask what you do for a living? You've not started the main stuff. So may I ask what you do for a living? You want to engage in conversation with this person like a consultant. Right? So he tells you what he does for a living. What do you say? Amazing. Amazing. I see you're doing well for yourself, but something tells me that just like me, you will want more cash flow, right? You laugh, you smile at him here. I see you're doing well for yourself. Whatever it tells you, I see you're doing well for yourself. Some of them might say, oh, no, I'm not doing well, but whatever it is, even if they're doing well or they're not doing well, the next line fits in. But something tells me, just like me, you want more cash flow, right? The guy will laugh and you laugh. The guy will laugh too. You see, when you laugh, you give people the permission to laugh, right? He said, yeah, he wants more cash flow for himself. Then he continued, Mr. Tunde. Mr. Tunde told me, Mr. Tunde is the person who is the downline inviting Mr. Prospect, right? Mr. Tunde told me, Miss Jane told me, Mr. Whatever the person's name, told me you attended our business meeting. I didn't say presentation, business meeting, choose your language. Mr. Tunde told me you attended our business meeting and you gathered information, you gathered so much information from the session. Now hear this is psychological. People don't want it to seem as if they were told what to do. People want it to seem as if they are the ones that decided to do it on their own. So they are the ones that gathered the information. You didn't give them the information. They gathered the information on them for themselves. Mr. Tunde told me you attended our business meeting and you gathered so much information from the session. Please permit me to ask you this question that has been running through my head as we speak. He said, sure, go ahead. You ask him. From all the information you gathered during the session, what do you like best about our business system? Or what excites you the most about the system? You can choose any of the questions. What do you like best about our business system? You can also ask what excites you the most about our business system. Keep quiet and let him speak for as long as he likes. As he speaks, you keep saying, wow. That's all you're saying. Okay, wow, amazing. You are those lines encourages him to speak. You're not cutting him, right? They motivate him to continue to speak more, to express himself positively. Wow. You know, it's as if you are not going to make it look so ridiculous, saying wow. No. Just every once in a while, wow. All right, wow. Just encourage him to speak, right? Now you can go straight for the kill, or you can squeeze him a little more by saying the following. The kill means you can go straight to ask him to join. But you can also squeeze him a little more by saying this. Mr. Prospect, what are the two most important reasons why you would love to start this business right away? What are the two most important reasons why you would love to start this business right away? Why you love to start this now? You are poking his mind. You are making him move his mind into possibilities. I want to start this business because of this and this. Mention family, mention whatever it is. Those things he's mentioning are his mumu button. You might want to reserve those things as you go through close down, right? Go through handling objections when the time comes. But we are not doing that now. This statement is programming his mind to starting now. So what are the two most important reasons why you would love to start this business right away? Say, to give my family the good life, to go on vacation, blah, blah, blah. You program his mind, right? Next. For any positive thing he says, what he's going to say, what you simply say is, that is perfect. This tells me you are smart and forward-thinking and you are ready to get started right away. That is perfect. This tells me you are smart and forward-thinking and you're ready to get started right away. This is what we are going to do. Are you following me? So you see, this is a psychological game. This tells me you're ready to be smart and forward-thinking and you are ready to get started right away. This is what we're going to do. Now, you're not making it look as if he's the one doing. It is both of you doing. So this is what we are going to do. That's a very powerful word. And I've told you guys in the past, have that word down, that phrase down, that sentence. This is what we're going to do. Have it down. Because this sentence can help people. It brings you into the equation. It makes you look empathic as if you are doing it with them and they will end up doing it, right? I will send you the account details of Empowered Consumerism right away. You will make your payment for your preferred package now. Send me the details right away, and I will do my best to recommend you for the mastermind slot, which is a mentorship program with our top masterminds. This is a 6-month program to $1 million in monthly income, and it is reserved for a select breed of people who pay once they attend a business session. I am not promising you anything now, but I will do my best to secure the slot for you once I receive your payment. Will you take this offer right away, Mr. Prospect? Simple. Will you take this offer right away? You take a screenshot. Make sure you're taking a screenshot of all these things, right? But I'll put these things together in a script and I'll still send it out. I'm not promising anything now, but I'll do my best to secure the slot for you once I receive your payment. Will you be taking the mastermind with this offer right away? He's going to tell you a yes or a no, right? If he does not take the offer, he will come up with an objection, which you will handle like a consultant, right? So see our training on handling objections professionally. See the training, handling objections like a consultant. It's on YouTube. So at that point, he can bring up an objection. I didn't wait for an objection. I didn't guide him to an objection. By simply engaging in the call, I came to collect a decision from him to sign up. Many will sign up immediately. Some will say, you know what? I want to sign up, but I don't have the money. Then you handle money objections. I don't have time. You handle time objections. That's not the training we're doing right now, right? So you will learn how to handle the objections professionally and follow up from there. If he decides to take the offer, do not try to overclose the deal. Don't try to overclose the deal. This is a mistake a lot of people make. You now start talking, and then you oversell, and then you sell yourself out of the deal. You cannot be campaigning after you won the election. Simply congratulate him and send him the account details to make his payment immediately. Simple. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to get it done. Amazing. Congratulations. I'm sending you the account details. Make your payment immediately, right? Ask him how soon you expect to receive the proof of payment. How soon will I be getting a proof of payment from you? How soon? That's your businessman. Say, I can't really say, right? He's not able to give you the particular time. If he does not give you a time frame, you give him your own time frame, you will be calling back to collect his payment proof and lock him into the system. So, you know what, this is what we're going to do, right? I will be calling you in the next 45 minutes to get your payment proof from you so that we can lock you down into the system, and I recommend you for the mastermind slot. Is that okay? You can say yes. And then you cut the call. You don't try to overtalk yourself out of the deal. Now, have these important notes. One, we are not making the call to convince anybody. No. We're not trying to convince people, trying to get them convinced. No. We are making the calls to give them enough information to make a decision. Our job is to make the blind see. Our job is education and understanding. Our job is to gently nudge them, right, into making a decision. You don't just leave them to make a decision on their own, because most people are not going to make any decision if you don't push them. The Newton's law of motion says a body will continue to remain in a state of rest or uniform motion unless acted upon by an external force. Our job is to be the external force that will nudge them into action. Right? The essence of the three-way call is to collect decisions. They will never decide. Most people will never decide yes, no, or maybe if you don't nudge them. It is important, it is clear to the prospects that they gather the information themselves as you speak. I mentioned this, that you are not the one that is giving them information, that they are the ones gathering the information. That's why you say things like, from the information you gathered, right? Let it be as if they are the ones that did the job themselves. It is pay attention, this is the most important part of the three-way call. It is the job of the leader to continue following up on the prospect until he signs up. Do not leave it in the hands of your freshman. You started the follow-up. Finish the follow-up. Write down every information in your diary as you progress in the prospecting funnel. Right? So you're somebody who is a freshman, joins your business, and you now do a three-way call for him, and you now leave him to continue following up on the person. He will blow it. You write it in your diary. You are the one, now you have gotten the credibility to follow up on that person and close up the person, right? So that person's number, collect it from the prospect, have it in your diary, and from time to time, you follow up until you get the person started, right? Get that point. Very, very important. Final notes. We are applying the assumptive clause in the three-way strategy. In the assumptive clause, you assume the person is ready to get started. That is why we instruct him to pay and send us a proof of payment. That is called the assumptive close. Now, the thing is this: you don't want to be leading the person into objections. No. You want to assume that person is ready to pay, and so go for the kill immediately, right? That is the assumptive close. Now, if the person is not ready to pay, then you move into the stage of handling the objections the person is going to raise. As a person doing a three-way call, you want to make sure you can handle objections like a consultant, because it may, in many cases, people will raise objections as you speak to them. The more prepared you are, the more results you get. So don't just say, okay, you're going to do the close and you don't learn how to handle objections. We have a video on YouTube on how to handle objections. Go learn it. We have those things on script. Go learn it. Learn it. Learn how to handle objections, because people will embrace those objections as you run the business with them, right? Remember, all skills are learnable. Don't say, I don't know how to do that. I don't know. No. Everything is learnable if you put your mind to learn it. Learn the skills you need to become a master closer. Learn the skills you need to become a master closer. I take that again. Learn the skills you need to become a master closer. If you learn these skills, if you learn how to handle objections, if you learn how to run the three-way calls effectively with your team, you are going to build the most formidable and amazing business. And you find your team becomes a team that people join, becomes a team where people are coming into, becomes a team where things go seamlessly. You will no longer be having complication as you do your business. You will see your sign-up rates increasing. Why? Because there are people in your team now helping handle objections. They become more professional. They learn how to speak about the business, and you create more results. And it mustn't be your leader who is doing all that for you. Sometimes you might meet your sidelines, and you exchange numbers. You call for the person calls for you, and together you develop, right? This is how you use the three-way call. So from today henceforth, begin to use the three-way calls so that you can create more results for yourself, build a more effective business, and become more successful in our business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being with us in the meeting this morning.